I'm Syama Meagher, CEO of Scaling Retail, and today I want to talk to you about why every retailer needs an off-price strategy. In the years that I've spent working in the industry, there hasn't been any sort of full-price retailer that hasn't incorporated a robust full-price and off-price strategy to really maintain customer frequency of purchasing, creating a much longer lifetime customer value, and ultimately being able to have a healthy cycle through of inventory. I mean, let's be real. How can anyone actually know everything that's going to sell through at full price every single season? You can't. There's no way to know. Not even the best predictive analytics can tell you exactly what's going to happen mid-market, in-season, and pre-season. So what on earth are we supposed to do? Well, working at companies like Macy's and Barney's and Gucci, I've been able to see how very successful off-price strategies have integrated with full-price markets. And even a company like Gucci, where someone might say, oh my gosh, really? They engage in off-price? Absolutely they do. Back in the day when I was working over in their off-price division, I was able to see very clearly firsthand not only the importance of the outlet business, the importance of the right markdown strategy, and ultimately the ways in which we were able to cultivate not just an amazing full-price consumer, but also an amazing off-price consumer. And let me tell you, both of those consumers are equally as voracious as purchasing those products as you would even imagine. They're pretty much on the same level in terms of consumption, brand loyalty, and wanting to be able to actually come back into that shopping experience over and over and over again. So, what does having an off-price strategy mean to you as a retail company? Well, there are so many different ways of looking at incorporating off-price. The first thing I would say is to really sit down and say, what are the opportunities that I have to be curating my point of view for next season? And then what are the opportunities that I have to be bringing in products mid-season, in-season, that I know my consumers are wanting here and now? Certainly as a retailer, you want to have a point of view long-term, so those 6-month out buys make a lot of sense. You're pulling together the merchandising assortment. You want to make sure you're covering last season's holes. I get it. Curation is everything when you're a retailer. And so is being able to catch into mid-season trends. So is being able to buy back into those items that you know are starting to really take off, and you want to be able to continue to provide them for your customer in the middle of the market. So off-price plays an amazing role in that. In fact, guys, the off-price trade show has an amazing assortment of brands that actually allows you to go in mid-season to see who's showing, to see what's available right now, so you can actually pull those products into store to have a buy now, wear now opportunity. Again, not buying 6 months in advance, buying the same day, getting those products shipped to you within that week, within that month. That is pretty incredible when it comes to chasing trends. Now, how else might we consider something like an off-price strategy? When it comes to things like essentials, when it comes to things that you know are replenishment items, those basic items, off-price provides an amazing opportunity to get those basics and get those essentials at a discount that you can then quite simply either offer as a pass-through discount to your consumer, or, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, be able to keep the higher retail price point, thereby increasing your profit margins and your bottom line. So when it comes to something like a basic item or an essentials item, really two ways of being able to play into that I think are both critical. If you choose to pass through the discount to the consumer, all of a sudden you're passing on a deal. If it's part of your strategy to have discounts ongoing, then using off-price and using discounted items are going to be a great way to have them keep coming back over and over again. And to be honest, guys, if you buy that product at a discount and it's an essentials and you mark it back up to that retail price, again, fantastic way to fatten those margins. So why else might someone consider developing an off-price strategy? Well, one of the things that I love is that the off-price trade show that happens in Vegas actually boasts an amazing assortment of brands that are actually very, very enticing. A lot of these brands are also showing at the other trade shows. But what's the difference? At the other trade shows, they're showing products that are actually going to be delivering, again, 3-6 months out. But at the off-price trade show, they're showing the products you can actually purchase today and carry in store. Now, why might that be an important thing to recognize? Well, number one, if you're a small boutique retailer and you're actually looking to find opportunities and ways to carry some of these brands, getting into their accounts through the lens of off-price could be a great way of taking those brands to your consumer and saying, hey, we have access to these brands too. We have access to the products that are selling the best in store now, or the products that they're looking for today. So one nice way of getting entry into those bigger brands is through the lens of off-price. And then the other thing that's important is that it gives you the opportunity, now that you know that the off-price trade show carries these brands, gives you the opportunity to really be able to walk off-price first. See who the brands are there. Have an opportunity to see what they're showing up as available for purchase today. Take a look at your original open to buy and ask yourself, how much of my spend am I going to allocate towards essentials or towards these brands that I want to bring in season now? How am I buying back into what's working in store now? Then go to the other trade shows, take a look and see what's coming up on the horizon, and be able to plan and future forecast your curation those 3-6 months in advance of when those products are going to be hitting your store. So guys, we're talking about making the most of your revenue streams. We're talking about making the most of your assortment planning. We're talking about making the most of how you manage and work with increasing your customer lifetime value and having a unique selling proposition vis-a-vis markdowns, POSs, and also now your full price retail product. So it's clear to see having an off-price strategy is actually essential to being able to run a profitable business. Either you're sitting in your office and you're dealing with markdowns on products you purchased 6 months ago, or you're going lean on your open to buy, placing those orders 6 months in advance and being able to chase into trends and chase into vision that your consumers are looking for today. Honestly, it is a mix. It is an art, it is a balance, and it is something to be refined. I'm very much looking forward to seeing all of you guys at the Off-Price show in Vegas this year, and I'm very much looking forward to see how each of you takes the strategy of relooking at what serves your customer, what serves your profit margin, and what ultimately serves your perspective and curation as you look to build business in a healthy and scalable way for this year and beyond. Thanks, guys. Bye.